Good afternoon. I am back as promised. I have started a weekly series on healthy swaps that you can make in your home and in your lifestyle to just make you a healthier person and more awesome. So, why wouldn't you want to do that? Last week I talked about what did I talk about? I talked about dryer sheets and what you can do and what you can use instead of using dryer sheets. But today I'm going to talk about deodorant. And I decided when I was going through all the things that I want to share with you guys, I thought I would just kind of go through my journey and the things that I did early on. And because I didn't do everything at once, I kind of tackled one thing at a time. So anyway, one of the things I did early on was I switched out I changed my deodorant, but the way I was doing the whole deodorant thing. And it's kind of a funny story because my husband calls me a granola hippie, and I had made a deodorant, and I'll get to why I did that in a second. But I had made a deodorant, and I had it in my cabinet, and I was using it every day. And then my husband fessed up that he had been using it, and he said that it was the best deodorant he's ever used in his life, according to, comparing it to all the deodorants he's ever used. He said, this is amazing. He's like, however, my pits are on fire. So he was using, the baking soda was a little bit too much for him. So I altered the recipe to make it a little bit more gentleman friendly, or at least so that he could use it. And it's what we've been using for lots of years. We've been using it for a long time. But anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about why you would even want to change your deodorant routine, why you would want to do something different. And there's so many articles on the internet where you can just Google ingredients in deodorant, deodorant health hazards. You make up your own search ideas, and you will find plenty of reasons to stop using over-the-counter, store-bought deodorants. The stuff in there is just bad news. So some of the ingredients that are in deodorants that I'm trying to avoid, and I found that I could either buy a natural deodorant, which I found never really worked well, and so I ended up making my own. And it's fantastic. So things that reasons you want to avoid deodorants, or at least the chemicals in them. A couple things are parabens and aluminums, or aluminum compounds. Both of these can disturb the hormonal balance in your body, and they mimic estrogen. And so anything mimicking estrogen in your body can be bad news, and Google that yourself, because there's a lot more information that I can give you on the topic. Let's see, silica. Silica is a known carcinogen. Triclosan you find often in like antibacterial, like soaps or hand sanitizers and stuff like that. That is an endocrine disruptor, and it also is really good at killing all the good bacteria that we have on our bodies. So we like good bacteria, so we like to keep that. Let's see. Talc is one. Propylene glycol, that's a neurotoxin. Let's see, there's steareth, STEARETH -number, and it could be any number of the steareths. And other ingredients would be like fragrance. Fragrance can have up to 300 chemicals under the term fragrance. So that alone should just be enough to get rid of it. If we're trying to live a healthy, non-toxic lifestyle and get that stuff out, don't even put it on your body. Now, I will say that when I switched to deodorant, I was switching from an antiperspirant. My husband was not. He just used a regular deodorant, so the shift to a homemade deodorant made no difference to him, other than it was better than what he was using. For me, I was not used to sweating because I was using an antiperspirant. Now, our bodies are designed to sweat. We're not supposed to stop sweating. So that was a little thing that I did have to get used to, but it's really not that big of a deal anymore. The deodorant that I use it specifically to make sure I smell lovely. And so that's why most people use deodorant. And it's very simple. I will include the recipe in the link here in this video, but you can find it on Olardy. Just search deodorant or deodorant for sensitive skin, because that's the recipe I used for my husband. I just alter it a little bit sometimes if I need to, but I find that the sensitive skin one works fine for me. So it only has a couple ingredients. It has coconut oil, baking powder, arrowroot powder, and bentonite clay powder, and then some essential oils. All of those you can find on Amazon, except the essential oils. Do not get your essential oils off of Amazon. Bad news. If you want some essential oils in your deodorant and you live in Phoenix, stop by and I'll drop some in. But all of that, you just mix together and stir it up. I will say that it's really, when you mix it, it's very liquidy, because I melt the coconut oil first, because it's just easier to mix all of the powders. And so it's really liquidy. I like to just stick it in the fridge for about 20 minutes, and then the coconut oil hardens right up, and I just stick it into my medicine cabinet. In the winter, it does, you can kind of see it's, or no, you're over here. So, boop, you can kind of see it's hard. Like I can't press on it or scoop it out with my finger. So I have like a little popsicle stick that I use to dig it out, but I just kind of hold it in my pits and it melts, and then I rub it in. In the summer, it still stays relatively soft, so I can just dip my fingers in and then put it on, kind of like a lotion. It will be, the consistency when it's warm is, it will be pasty, like it should be a paste. If it's liquidy, it will set up. You just kind of have to stir it every day or two, but after 2 days, it should totally set up fine. I like to speed up that process, like I said, and I just stick it in the fridge. And if it's the summertime and the coconut oil has separated out, I give it a quick stir and then put it on, but it'll, like I said, only a day or two. So this is our favorite deodorant. It is really the best ever, and it keeps us smelling lovely. I like to add frankincense to mine. I like to add lavender. Usually I do all frankincense, because anytime I can get frankincense on my body or on my skin, or on the skin of my loved ones, I do. So frankincense is in our deodorant, it's in our soap, it's on anything I put on my skin. But anyway, so that is deodorant in a nutshell. It's super easy to make. It makes a lot. This lasts a long time. And like I said, you can find all of the ingredients on Amazon except for the essential oils, and you don't have to scent it if you don't want to. I just use it as a delivery vehicle for frankincense personally. So if you have any questions, are you scared to try a homemade deodorant? I remember thinking that I was just going to be smelling weird if I didn't use the store-bought. And I really did have to get used to not using an antiperspirant. Okay, let me get real here and totally be honest with you. When I wear a cashmere sweater or a silk shirt or something really fancy, I do use store-bought deodorant, because this will ruin that shirt. The coconut oil will. So every other time I wear this, but if I wear something special and fancy and I think that it will get ruined, then I wear the store-bought stuff. Rebecca, you're worried about smelling like BO. This, you will not. That is why my husband likes it, because he has, even at the end of a day wearing regular deodorant, he said he smelled like BO. So this you do not. So I promise. Try it once, make a batch, try it. It does take a little bit of getting used to, as far as like putting it on, because you're not using a deodorant roller or whatever. You're using her fingers, which my friend Tamara does not like to do. So she does not like using this deodorant because she has to use her fingers. Anyway, everybody's different, and I hope that you will take this opportunity to use the ewg.org or the Skin Deep app to look up the products that you're using for your deodorant. You can scan it in the Skin Deep app. You can look up just the brand on ewg.org and it will give you a grade. And F is obviously bad, and I would say this is an A. So as far as toxin load in the products that you're using. So do your own research. I am a big believer in being an advocate for your own health. I am just here sharing the small things that we have taken, the small steps we have taken to move towards non-toxic living. And deodorant was just one of the things that we did, and I'm glad we did because it really is a great find, and I couldn't be happier. So go look up your deodorant, find out where it is, give this recipe a try. Like I said, I'll post the comment I'll post the link in the comments so you can check it out, and let me know what you think. Feel free to share the recipe with anybody that you love that is on a similar journey. I would love it. So have a great day. Have a blessed weekend. Thanks for watching. Adios.